So I was watching basically Johnny Harris documentary on LMK, and I'm okay, and this other guy Daryl something, I forgot his surname, but those two black people are like my fucking idols, because they, instead of crying about the fact that, with Martin Luther King, he basically tried to win over the hearts of people rather than going to violence. And Daryl, I forgot the surname, he, instead of trying to discredit the people that think differently than him, he just went and talked to them and actually tried to listen to their point of view and why do they think that black people are fucking bad. Those two fucking guys are amazing. I love them. And it got me thinking here too. Here when I live, I'm basically black, and here where I live, there's not a lot of black people. So when I was basically on a student exchange program, I was talking to the other students from other countries, and they basically told me that in my country people are very fucking racist. I was surprised. I was like, but they're not. I met one racist person, and even that was like not really racism. Yeah, I got bullied in school and by kids, and they called me like nigger and stuff like that, but they were kids, you know? Kids are like, you know, they're stupid. Kids are stupid, you know? So it was like, So you can't call that racism. And even when they grew up, they all told me like, I'm sorry that I did that to you, and like talked like that. And I was like, yeah, fine, no problem, dude, I understand. So the kids can be racist, they just don't understand. And even my sister, she told me like, you don't belong here, but she's like 6 years old. She doesn't understand shit. She just knows, she sees me that I'm different, and she's like, okay, what the fuck, dude. So yeah. But going back on topic, like they were telling me that people are racist in my country. I was like, what the fuck, they're not. I'm like, what the fuck? And they're like, yeah, like at the bus, for instance, they like didn't really want to talk to me or didn't want to give me a ticket or something like that. And I was like, what the fuck? What? I'm thinking, like, what the fuck? I talk to people, they're all fucking nice to me. And then I started thinking, maybe it's because I know the language. Because like, they never seen a guy like me and talking fluently, the language, like fluently. It got me thinking, like, maybe that's the case. And then I started remembering all the times that people are kind of like staring me down weirdly, but the instant I started talking like perfectly in their language, they were like, holy shit, what the fuck? I remember this one woman, even fucking, I was at the register and she told me that you can't buy alcohol this time, and I was like, oh, okay, sad. And I talked to her in perfect Lithuanian. She was trying to tell me that in English. I was talking to her back in Lithuanian. Her eyes exploded. The woman just left speechless, and she forgot to take the alcohol from me. I was like, excuse me, but you forgot to take the alcohol. And she's like, she came back, took the alcohol and walked away. And she was like, yeah, she was just so surprised that I knew fluently. I even had an accent, like a dialect of a certain dialect. Even that was like for her, like explosions in her head. I could hear the explosions in her head happening. And then I got thinking, like, maybe it's because I know the language. That's why people like are so nice to me. And then my dad basically came back from another country, and I asked him, I said, like, Dad, has it like occurred to you that here people are racist? And he's like, no. Like, he said, like, people in America are racist. Here they're not fucking racist. Not really, at least. I told him, like, yeah, because like I never met a racist person here. And he's like, well, first time I came here, I saw these. Well, I saw a lot of people, and people were looking at me weird. Most of the people were nice and just like, "Oh my God, what the fuck? You're so beautiful," and shit like that. But there were people that were mean also. But every time I opened my mouth, and there was like a particular group that they had swastikas tattooed on their hands. They saw him. They saw. Maybe they did start calling him nigger. I don't remember exactly what, but he said that they were basically like neo-Nazis. Well, basically they just had tattoos on them. And I don't know if they said something to him or my dad just came up to them and straight up asked them like, "Why are you like this?" And the language, like perfect. No, he wasn't perfect. He didn't know the language fluently, but he could speak to people. And they were like, "What?" And they just started speaking to him like, "Holy shit, you know our language, what the fuck?" Dudes with fucking swastikas on their fucking hands. You think like, what the fuck? And he's like, they're like telling me, "What the fuck, you know our language, what the fuck?" And then they started speaking to him, and he asked them like, "Why are you like this? Like, what the fuck? Like, what would you do to you?" And he's like, "Nah, it's not like that we hate specifically people of your race. No, it's more like people come here, they don't speak the fucking language, and then they live here, they live for 10, 15, 20, fucking 50 years, they don't know the fucking language, and you're like, what the fuck? So, we know your language, but you can't learn our language even though you live here? Like, well, what is this bullshit?" And yeah, so that's not racism. And I was like thinking like, and then I'm okay basically with his speech and the fact that he's saying that judge by not the skin, don't judge by the skin color, judge by the character of the person, is exactly my point. Maybe to end racism is not to go around and cry about it and say that, "Oh, we're all racist and we have to go and beat up people and try to fucking use force." No, MLK even said every speech that I heard of him, maybe not every, but every that I heard, he says like non-violent protest, non-violent fucking protest, and it's always like emphasized we need to do it non-violent. Respecting the other people, respecting their opinion. You have to respect people to get respect back, because people, that's all they fucking want is respect. Nothing more, nothing less. Like, if you respect a person 9 times out of 10, they're gonna respect you back. And the one person that doesn't, well, he's a fucking moron. And no one wants to be with him either way, so there's no point in even having his respect. But even that, I believe that even that one person, he probably would change his mind with time. Even that's possible. I believe that. So, and what I see in America and people protesting, even in Europe also, like people using force or making basically disrespecting people, like for instance Just Stop Oil, also the same shit, like stopping traffic. What do you think, like people they have time to sit there and wait until you fucking move? No, like respect other people. Don't use violence if you're protesting, because then you lose the moral high ground. Because if the police then come in and beat you up, well, you used force, so the police can also use force. But if you don't use force and the police uses force on you, well, it's gonna happen the same thing that happened with LLK. He basically understood that, and he understood that if we use force, the police can use force easily, and then we will achieve nothing, because we will not win over the hearts of the people, we'll just piss them right off. So, I don't know. If you really if you really believe in what you're protesting, and you really believe in America there's racism, I don't know. I never lived in America. So maybe there is racism. I don't know. But if there is actual racism, don't go like a thief and kill people and basically rob stores and do all these nasty things that basically make the population fucking furious at you and actually encourages racism then because everyone's fucking mad. Instead, you could just, I don't know, chill the fuck out, say that, hey, look, all people matter. Every single person on this planet matters, no matter what your skin color is. If you're a decent person, if you're actually a good person, well, then why the fuck would I give a fuck about your skin color? Seriously, like, and also about gay people, same. If you're a nice gay person, I don't give a fuck if you're gay or not. If you're trans, I don't give a fuck if you're trans. If you're a nice person, it's interesting to talk to you. I won't give a fuck. If you're a nice person, if you're a decent person, if you're a good person, will everyone want to talk to you? Everyone will be nice to you. If you actually try to gain the respect of other people, they will respect you back. And this, like, I have a life, like, the biggest, like, thing here, like, it's me living in this country when I'm black and there's no other black people here basically, and people being nice to me, people saying like, how the fuck did you end up here? It's sometimes annoying that they ask me this, but I understand that they're just curious and they're nice to me and they say that, dude, no one gives a shit about your skin color. Come on, man. Because they see that I speak their language. I speak a language that no one nearly speaks anymore. I speak their language. I speak to them in their language. They don't need to get out of their way to speak to me. I learned the fucking language and I speak to them through that language. And that's basically, they see that and they respect you for it. Because you're not just any other foreigner. You're a foreigner that actually respects the nation, respects its people, respects its culture, and respects its language. And respects their time. And why should I be talking to them in English? Why should they talk to me in English if I'm in their country? I'm living in their country. Why should they speak with me in English? Why shouldn't I speak in their language? So if you're a foreigner and you come in any country and you feel like, and you're black, let's say, right? And feel that people are fucking racist at you, or maybe think they're maybe not racist, they're just mad that you don't speak their language, which is not fucking racism. I understand if you're a tourist, yeah, of course, you won't learn every language where you go, that's fine. But if you intend on living in that country, well, you should fucking probably learn the fucking language. Not learn it fluently, no, just that you could have small talk to people. You could talk to people. My dad wasn't fluent in this language. He wasn't, no, not even close. But he could talk to people. You could understand him. If he understands you, he could understand Lithuanian easily. But he could also speak the language. So, yeah.